Nick Hilkins outside Craven Cottage, West Ham Fan TV. Dave, we've seen some fucking shocking football over the last few weeks, mate, but that tops a lot.
I think that was just as bad as a lot of other games, but Fulham were the first team to really come out and punish us for it. We was that bad in the first half against Spurs. Spurs didn't go out with any ruthlessness, and probably should have put the game back. The second half was fantastic. We'll come back to that later if you like, but we was that bad for 86 minutes against Burnley before we got the 2 late goals, and today we just weren't at it from the off. I thought Fabianski last year, maybe the year before, gets that first goal. You know, he doesn't dive for it. He kind of moves towards it. You know, when he's a bit younger with athleticism, he saves it, palms it out for a corner. The second and third goal was just statues in defence. The ball gets rolled across and no one moves. At half-time, he comes out, no ambition, switches to a back 5. We go 4-0 down. He brings on Obama at that point, but takes off our 2 most creative players. So we bring on a striker at last and take off any kind of player that might give him an outlet.
Yeah.
And then we just watch the game peter out until they get their 5th. And that was unforgivable, I think.
To be honest, mate, could have been 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. It could have been any of them score lines, to be honest.
Could have been.
Listen, there's going to be questions asked again over the manager, and I've got to say, once we get past that first 11, mate, a couple of injuries, we're in big trouble.
Do you know what's frustrating is we know this. I think Moyes knows this. Because he's got no trust in his subs, right? They were some odd substitutions.
It shows.
Exactly. They were some odd substitutions today. You know, he's clearly, I mean, we're all, I think, beyond hope with Danny Ings, and I expect he's someone that will move on, if not in January, in the summer. If you've got no faith in the senior pros that you're paying good money to, then give the kids a chance.
Yeah.
Because today, I would rather have seen Ollie Scholes at left back than Cresswell.
Statue.
Yeah.
I must say that, statue.
You know, I would rather have seen. I mean, it's a bit harder to go. I wouldn't watch under 18s on Friday night. And the young lad who played Herrick, I mean, he reminded me of Jordan Pickford. He's one for the future. He's probably not ready for a game like this. But we've got Joseph Anang on the bench who's been out on loan. He's a bit further advanced in his development. Probably would have done more with the goals, I think, than Fabianski did today. And then beyond that, you know, Ben Ryan wasn't going to do anything now. We've got Callum Marshall who's on about 19, 20 goals this season, who clearly knows where the back of the net is, and probably is going to give us something. And the other thing as well is if you bring these kids on, fans get engaged with it, because at the very least, suddenly we're like, it's all well and good calling ourselves the Academy of Football when you want to stick it on a T-shirt and sell it in a club shop. But you've got to at some point start bringing this generation of kids through and giving these kids the minutes and giving these kids the development they need.
No, I totally agree, mate. But listen, we've got a big game first. We've got to at least draw that game, you know what I mean? This doesn't bode well for that.
I mean, this is going to be a confidence sapper, innit? But you kind of, we seem to do well under the lights in Europe, and so you'd hope that we're going to do it again. I think Sunday against Wolves is going to be the tougher game, if I'm honest, just because league performances, the form's betrayed the performances.
Do you think there's anything in it? I mean, the other night we beat Tottenham and he's downplaying it, you know what I mean? Like we're getting with him, you know, there's a lot of losses the other day. Like a lot of teams lost, and he's sort of downplaying it, saying, "No, we're not really top 6." And that can't do the squad any good, surely. You know what I mean? You've got to push these boys.
We win today, we're 6, haven't we?
Yeah.
I mean, as it is, Fulham have closed the gap. I think if we lose at Wolves and I think they get a couple of goals, and then they'll go above us. I think Everton, if their point deduction gets overturned, I think they're heading above us as it stands, or we're in. You know, if Burnley had held, I know we're talking negatively about a lot of what ifs this has gone against us and that, but yeah, we are where we are in the league because of the results, not because of the performances. At some point, those performances are going to start matching results, and when that happens, we're probably not in relegation trouble because the bottom 3 are so bad. Everton might not get all their points returned to them, but it's at some point we're going to start dropping, and it's going to be a shame. I mean, Paqueta looks like
shadow of him from it looks like beginning of last season, doesn't he?
Do you know? I get it for a little bit with him because Paqueta relies on he's got good close control. You know, he'll find gaps and he'll find pockets for strikers to play into. If you play Paqueta out left, he's constantly looking for the overlap from Emerson. And if you play Paqueta in the middle at the moment, Paqueta's through balls are going to Souček, who's 5 yards behind him. You know, it's Bowen. I want to believe Bowen can play through the middle, but I think the evidence is starting to come clear now that he can't. I think. I just if there's one thing positive I thought today was that Fornals, starting with Fornals, gave us a little bit at times, certainly for the first 15-20 minutes, a little bit more creativity. Fornals went left as well. It gave us the option to sort of change shape in game, which we don't have with Ward-Prowse and Alvarez, who are both sitting deep.
Yeah.
So, on another day, in another game, maybe that's a positive that'll yield a result.
Yeah.
But it's very hard. When you lose 5-0 at Fulham, it's very hard to start putting positives out. And I think realistically, if they're going to get rid of Moyes at the end of the season,
do it now.
Let's try and
salvage.
Get someone in. Yeah, let's get Steiden. Let's give Steiden, the rest of the season to bring a man in to give the rest of the season. And if we're going to get rid of him at the end of the season, because there's no point, I think, if a decision's been made already, just delaying the inevitable and just going through the motions for the next 6 months.
I agree, mate, but thank you very much for joining us. I'll see you Thursday.
See you Thursday.
Cheers, mate.